Live.
So, welcome everybody. Now we're live. My name is Karen Hall. I'm from Dublin and I'm one of Breathwork's senior trainers based over here. And it's really my pleasure to step in and lead this practice at short notice. It would be terrible if you were all sitting here waiting, disappointed. But if you are disappointed not to see Vidyamala and Sona, I admit I am a poor substitute, but I'll do my very best. So I would invite you, those of you who are here, to make yourselves comfortable, whatever that is for you. If you'd rather lie down on the floor or the couch, if you'd rather stand, any posture that you find most comfortable, please adopt that. And if at any point you become uncomfortable sitting in a chair or whatever posture you're in, feel free. I'd really encourage you to move if you need to at any point. If you need to get a blanket or a cushion to adjust your posture, by all means do that, and then just come back in, start again. So with that being said, let us begin. As this sound slowly fades away, allowing ourselves to arrive. Whatever sort of busy day you've had, whatever activities you've been engaged in, allow yourself to just drop those and to arrive wherever you are, in whatever country, in whatever building, in whatever room of your house. Allowing yourself to be here now. If you're happy to close your eyes, I invite you to take off your glasses and close your eyes. And allow the chair to fully support you. So if that means tucking yourself right back into the chair and letting the backrest support your spine and your hips, taking a moment to do that. Here we are, coming towards the close of the day in this part of the world. So there may be a little bit of tiredness. There might be some aching or fatigue or pain somewhere in the body. So just allowing that to be present too, if it's here for you. Maybe the mind is busy talking, commentating, remembering things from earlier or planning things for later. That's the good old mind doing what the mind does. And if you can allow the mind to do whatever it's doing with that attitude of mindfulness, just noticing it with curiosity, with kindness, and without judgment. Not just judgment of the thoughts that might be crossing your mind, scudding across it like clouds in the sky, but judgment of yourself for thinking or for being distracted. If you catch that old inner critic bounding in at any point, commentating on your meditation. Gently put your hand to your heart. Breathe in that ever trying to be helpful inner critic and breathe out kindness. As we're coming into land in this practice, maybe allowing ourselves to think of this practice as putting on that oxygen mask for ourselves, giving ourselves some time, some space, allowing ourselves to be led in a meditation so that we can be still, so that we can be quiet for a little while, so that we can connect with our community. And we can generate a little bit of that oxytocin that the body produces when we meditate. And allow that to flow all over our body, giving it a little bit of ease, a little bit of soothing. And maybe allowing a little bit of an earworm. Don't know if you've heard that expression before, of a repeated phrase to just be playing in the background of your awareness as we do this. May I be well. May I have peace. May I be safe. And may I be happy. And just letting that flow with the breath in and out as we continue. Perhaps there are some sounds or other experiences happening around you, people moving, traffic outside, a tap dripping somewhere, a clock ticking perhaps. Maybe you find your attention going there. Maybe that's pleasant, or maybe it's a little irritating. And just noticing what that is for you. Or maybe there's silence, peace and quiet. Noticing what that feels like. Maybe you can feel that you're coming into land in this practice, that you're here. When the chattering mind is a little bit quieter, it can be a little easier to follow the breath as it flows in and then out of the body. So see if you can find your breath wherever it is in this moment and follow it in its flow through your body. And if your mind is drawn or your attention is drawn to some discomfort or some tension anywhere. Maybe tend to that a little bit. Maybe allow your jaws to be a little apart, your cheeks and your tongue to be soft. Maybe your head is tilted and there's a bit of discomfort in your neck somewhere. So maybe just allowing your body to be long, your spine to be long, your head to be poised there on your neck. Maybe letting your chin tilt down a little bit. And letting your arms and your hands rest in your lap. Letting go of any tension or effort in your shoulders. Not holding on to anything, not even holding on to your hands. Letting your hands rest there, softly curved. Not having to hold anything or type or write or carry anything or grip a steering wheel, just nothing, being still. Letting your legs be a little apart. Moving your knees maybe to the edges of the chair or so that they're hip width apart. And noticing those muscles at ease in the thighs, along the femurs, those long bones. Maybe feeling the weight of them being pulled by gravity down towards the chair or the cushion, wherever you're resting. And as the body softly breathes itself, maybe you can feel it moving in different parts of your body. Maybe that's a broad awareness that you can feel of the body rocking with the breath or broadening and subsiding on the inhalation and the exhalation. Maybe you can feel your body moving within your clothes, pushing at the waistband. As the belly swells and subsides with the breath in and out. Maybe you can feel your body moving on the chair, away from the backrest and back again. And just noticing what your mind is doing at the moment. Has it wandered? Has it been carried away on some train of thought? Has it become really still and quiet? Attentive? Or has it drifted off into sleepiness? Resting, taking this opportunity. If at any point you find that your attention has wandered, wherever it might go, remember that's a moment of mindfulness when you've noticed that. You can breathe in that moment if you like, and come back to your breath, noticing the point where it enters the body, maybe through your nose or through your mouth. Noticing what that feels like to breathe in the cool air. Maybe you can feel your nostrils expand, flare slightly on the in-breath, and then not so much on the out-breath. Maybe you can hear that sound. The ear, nose, and throat are really connected, aren't they? So sometimes we have an awareness of our breath because we can both hear it and feel it in our ears. If you ever have a cold or a blocked nose, you can feel those connections very easily, but when we're well, not so much. But maybe when we're still, we can also dip into it a little bit more closely and notice. Can you imagine if the eardrum is also moving slightly as the diaphragm moves slightly? Maybe even if your attention is still in your nostrils, maybe you can even feel the flow of the air causing the hairs in your nose to move as you breathe in and you breathe out. Maybe you've had a little bit of hay fever or asthma lately, some irritating sensations in your airways. Maybe as your attention is there, you can notice some aroma, some smell of flowers or a drink or some fragrance that we're breathing into ourselves and breathing out. Following this breath down the airways, past the back of the tongue. Maybe you can feel a slight touch of cool air at the back of your tongue as it flows down your neck and into your lungs. Maybe you can feel the front of your chest moving, your collarbones, your breastbone, your ribs. You might even notice the movement at the front of your shoulders, connected to your collarbones and your shoulder blades at the back. You might feel as you inhale the rise of your shoulders, the top of your torso on the in-breath. Letting that attention come into your armpits and noticing Can you feel an echo of the breath there? There might be lots of sensations there. A little bit of perspiration or moisture. Might notice the seams of your clothes going around the top of your arm. You might notice the texture of your clothes. And coming down along your arms, you might feel the size of your body, your torso, the ribs there. As the rib cage expands, you might feel your arms being not only lifted up, but pushed slightly out. You might feel that in your elbows. And if your belly is swelling and subsiding on the in and the out breath, if your hands are resting there on your belly or in your lap, you may also feel that echo of the breath there in your arms or in your hands. And maybe you can feel a pulse in your fingertips. Another echo of the breath. That air that we're breathing in is being carried to the heart, and from the heart, pumped all over the body, carrying hot, oxygenated, nutrient-laden blood right there to the tips of our fingertips. That might be a sensation you often notice. Might be a sensation you haven't really felt before. But often when we relax and we feel safe, when oxytocin is circulating, our blood vessels open, increasing oxygen supply, increasing warmth to our extremities. And then just allowing your attention to flow back up along your arms, up into your shoulders, maybe noticing not so much the front of your chest this time, but the back of your chest. Can you feel your shoulder blades rising up and out slightly on the in-breath and dropping back, almost like wings? And underneath those shoulder blades, the ribs spreading open, those muscles stretching like an accordion as we draw in our breath and then let it go. Really letting your attention stay there between the shoulder blades on your spine, those places where the ribs connect with each vertebra, moving, each of them moving a little bit as we breathe in and out, those joints being massaged, causing a little tide of pressure everywhere along the spine and inside the spinal column, the spinal fluid, and the spinal cord also subtly being moved by the breath, being massaged by the breath. If you've ever watched a baby lying on its front breathing, you can see the whole of the spine rise and fall with the breath. We don't notice it so much as adults, but there's still an echo there. Allowing your attention to drop down to the very end of the rib cage where it flares out slightly. Just touch your waist Might notice that soft part of the body, the skin, the muscles, moving gently with the breath as well, rocked as the diaphragm pulls down. Everything below it is pushed slightly down and out. You might be able to feel that on the outside, your body moving within your clothes. You might be able to feel the muscles. If you drop your attention into your belly, you may be able to feel that sense of movement of the stomach, the liver, spleen, the pancreas, the kidneys at the back, the bladder, the uterus for the ladies, the ovaries, all being gently rocked back and forth by the breath. Being contained by that mesh of muscles at the base of the pelvis, the pelvic floor. Just noticing if you can feel that breath anywhere around your belly button or just around your pubic bone. Maybe at the back, at your tailbone or between your legs. Maybe there's some echo of the breath there in the pelvis somewhere, deeply or superficially. Maybe you can feel that echo of the breath down through your legs, into your feet. That pulse, that tingling. Maybe you can feel that in your toes or through the soles of your feet. And if not, it's okay. Broadening out your awareness now to include this entire breathing body. All the limbs, the torso, the head, the back, the front, the sides, the weight-bearing parts and the parts not weight-bearing. And your attention may move around a little bit, or it may be able to just surf this breath, aware of it all. Perhaps there's a certain amount of pleasure to be felt in this breath. In this moment, in this practice, with this group. And we can widen out that wishing each other well. May we all be well. May we all have peace. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. Breathing that into ourselves and breathing it out, sharing it with each other and with the world. I'm going to gently bring this practice to a close now. So just allowing yourself to feel your feet wherever they are, on the floor or underneath you. Maybe wriggling your toes, wriggling your fingers, noticing the sounds that you can hear. What is this life if, full of care, we have no time to stand and stare? No time to stand beneath the boughs and stare as long as sheep or cows. No time to see when woods we pass, where squirrels hide their nuts in grass. No time to see in broad daylight streams full of stars like skies at night. No time to turn at beauty's glance and watch their feet, how they can dance. No time to wait till their mouth can enrich that smile their eyes began. A poor life this, if, full of care, we have no time to stand and stare. So taking your time to maybe notice how you're feeling after this practice. Noticing if you feel quiet, if you feel well, if you feel your mind has cleared a little bit, or if you're a bit more comfortable, or if there's a little sense of achievement of having practiced today. And maybe to really deliberately carry the intention of attention, of being present and mindful and spreading that kindness out into the world. Most importantly, though, start with yourselves. Keep that oxygen mask on. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thanks, Karen. That was wonderful. Really glad that you're able to step in. Yeah. And yeah, I think if in case anybody's wondering, I think Vidyamala is fine. By the way, there are a few people asking where she was, and she just had a hospital checkup, but she's all good, and she should be back next week. So yeah, thanks again, Karen, and I'll see you all next Tuesday, hopefully.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Take care, all.